Hi everyone. So we are going to start with one relationship between staffing and HRM and difference between staffing and HRM. Now what does staffing mean and what does HRM means? We already know that staffing means filling the vacant position with right person, right job, right time, right place with right qualification. Filling in the managerial positions and keeping it filled whenever required, whenever there is a vacancy. Now, what does HRM talks about? HRM means human resource management. What does human resource management talks about? Talking about human capital, managing the human capital. Let's not go into a very complicated definition of human resource management. Simple definition says that human resource management actually is concerned with managing the human capital of the organization. So what's the difference? Staffing and human resource means the same. Yes, it does. But staffing is part of human resource management. Why? Because human resource management is a wider term, whereas staffing is a narrower term. When we talk about more specialized activity, we talk about human resource management. When we talk about generic function which are performed in the organization, we talk about staffing. So, understanding the relationship as well as difference. When you will write it in the difference form with basis, this gives you difference of staffing and HRM, and when you make a comparison of it, that will give you relationship between staffing and HRM. Once we wind off with the staffing and HRM differences or the relation, we'll come to the activities of HRM, human resource management. What are the activities performed by the human resource department? In our book, one topic about evolution of HRM has been given. We don't have to do that. That is out of the syllabus. So, we will not be covering that up. Just covering the part which is required. Starting with staffing as a part of HRM. What is staffing? It is defined as filling in, keeping fill position in the organization. That's the definition. Whereas HRM is the practice of managing the human capital. Human capital means those who are working in the organization. The scope of staffing is narrow because it is part of HRM, whereas scope of HRM is wider because it includes staffing. Now, staffing is responsibility of all managers. Like yesterday we did, not yesterday rather, in the previous video we did the process of staffing, and in that I explained to you like how estimating manpower requirement with workload and workforce analysis, then recruitment, selection and placement and orientation, training, development. We talked about all these things. So, responsibility of all managers. It is said that in a small organization, performance appraisal, promotion and career planning as well as compensation is responsibility of the manager in the organization. So, it is responsibility of all the managers. Staffing process complete. There is no human resource department. But as organization grows, it becomes larger in size, human resource department comes in. So, the management of human resource is a specialized area which requires the expertise of people. That is why we say it is interconnected. Managers can perform staffing function in small organization, whereas an organization, as organization grows, HRM is needed. These are the interconnected points. There is a difference. See, in an organization, staffing is responsibility of all managers because as per their department, they need people. But when organization grows, everything comes under HR because they actually talk about the compensation level, they talk about the incentives to be provided, the leave and everything that becomes the prerogative of HR department. Now, managers can perform staffing function in small organization like I told you, but as it grows, HRM is required. Staffing is a generic function, whereas management, HRM is human resource management is a specialized function. Why is human resource a specialized function? I explained to you out here. So, this finishes off the differences out here. Human resource management includes specialized activities and duties which the HR, human resource, personnel, that is the manager. Personnel here means nothing else but the manager. Manager has to perform. So, first is recruitment. It is done by the human resource manager in a larger organization. In smaller organization, it is done by any manager and all the managers, whosoever. So, they search for their own people, for their own department on their own. That is search for qualified people. Second, analyzing job, collecting information about jobs to prepare job description. Job has to be described. Who will perform what kind of task? manager's work will be different from the executive's work, and executive's work will be different from the supervisor's work. So and a person who's actually manufacturing things, worker, his work profile will be different. So you have to analyze job. In a smaller organization comparatively, it is done by the managers, but as it grows, the HR manager does that. Alright, developing compensation and incentive plans. Compensation is nothing else but our pay or salary, and incentive is what you get as extra benefit. All are actually reports go to the manager, the departmental head, and departmental head sends the same thing to the HR people. So ultimately payment comes from the HR department. Training and development of employees for efficient performance and career growth. Like if it's a small organization, the immediate manager, whosoever is, he trains the new recruit. But in a larger organization, the HR department takes the responsibility of recruiting the people, takes the responsibility of training them, developing them, whether it is on the job training or off the job training. They actually make conferences, seminars for the training purpose, or sometimes they also give orientation programs. So different way of doing the same kind of task but on a larger scale. Then maintaining labor relation and union management, ताकि कोई भी strike ना हो. To avoid any kind of dysfunctional activities, it's very important to maintain the relation between management and the union. So it's the work of the HR department. Alright. Handling grievances and complaints, or complaints and grievances of the employees, of the workers, is actually handled by HR manager. Why? Because if you go with some kind of complaint regarding your compensation to your departmental head, he would not be able to know why any kind of money was deducted from your salary. That is the again prerogative of HR manager. As per the reports which go to the HR manager, of course from the departmental head, but the deduction part is done by the HR manager. So you have to, they are the people who actually take care of the all kind of complaints which are given by the employees or the people working in the organization. Providing for social security welfare of employees. Of course, yes. I was just watching some program on television the other day. COVID-19, you know what companies have done to make people be more proactive and work from home in a better and motivated manner? They are conducting HR activities, they are not HR activities, they are conducting team collaboration activities and playing games from home. Say that if you can work from home, you can play games also. And the HR department is giving a competition, like giving them the basis for competition, and they are all participating in it, and the best team is winning, and they are just showing that how team collaborates even by sitting at home. Can you believe that? So that is a part of the HR department, right? So providing social security and welfare of employees, they talk about not only welfare in terms of compensation, salary, but otherwise also the extra benefits which are to be given or taken care of the employees. Defending the company in lawsuits and avoiding legal complications. Of course, they are not the legal in charge of the company, but they actually pay for the people who are into the legal system. So they are the people who take care of any kind of malfunctioning in the organization. Like for example, if in the organization something to do with compensation is there, and there is a tiff between the departmental head or executive, then that can easily be taken to the legal representative and sorted out there, and that is done via human resource department. So everything gets more settled and more sorted rather than creating a chaos in the organization. So these were the duties of HR manager, and this is actually difference as well as relationship between staffing and HRM. Next we'll take up topic is recruitment.